It was just people like students who had been there like in curriculum like 2 weeks.
됐어요.
Okay, so we're running out of focus. Only like one. So let's do it.
Listening. I have to buy for my own life.
Please do.
I like very sexy word. That's good.
Then
It's chocolate.
Really?
Are we live now?
I think so. And I'm pretty sure everybody
Welcome,
everybody
everyone.
heard your pun.
Thank you for joining our live stream. Now, you might not be watching this actually live.
Be together.
You might be seeing it after the fact, but that's still fine. Still relevant. Today is
유튜브 보셔보시겠어요?
Thursday.
You have to watch your.
I am confused. We used to do
Wow,
this
100
on Friday
viewers.
mornings.
Good.
Now we're on Thursday,
To move for me.
네.
almost noon. It's
페이스북도
afternoon
나와요.
almost for some of us.
안녕하세요.
And what we're doing, this is basically a promotional effort to boost interest in the actual radio broadcast of Sunday morning talk show. Am I right?
I guess. Yeah,
I feel like
right.
that's why we're
Yeah.
doing this, because the live stream,
Sunday
there's
morning,
not that
nobody
much
listens.
benefit to it except for the host,
That's true.
YouTube and Facebook.
Mhm.
And so
Last year we got just 1% off.
what does GFN get out of it?
1%.
GFN is our radio show.
GFN programs 1%.
So if you're in the Gwangju area, you can listen on the FM band at, what is it, 98.3 or something?
98.7.
98.7. Okay.
93.7 in Yosu.
Wow.
Yeah, not
good.
93.3.
He actually memorized it.
93.7 Yosu.
Ah.
Here's the
98.7 in Gwangju.
Ah,
And if you're not in the Gwangju area or
you need
the
that.
whatever Cholanando
need
area,
By the
Yosu,
way, are we
then-
starting now?
you can look it up online. There is a whole online
There is.
streaming
Yep.
also with an app. I'm assuming you have to use an app, or you can use the desktop, I think, right?
Yeah, you can go to the Gwangju.
I know the
GFN.
one on my app, my phone app, does not work as well as I would like it to, and I think most people use the desktop. So, I'm going to repost now to see.
Yeah, now we're starting.
Great. Just a minute, we'll be live in a second.
Welcome back. Now it's time for our part 2, where we'll be discussing media trends. Every week we talk about a different media trend, and as I informed you earlier, we'll have a live show with Talk and Talk. With me in the studio, we have Tim, Dennis, and Peter. Hello, guys. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, folks. Good morning.
No more Kayla. Okay.
Yes, Kayla, we miss you if you're listening.
We will not miss you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not as good as Kayla, but hopefully it'll be okay.
No. I don't mean like that. All right.
I mean, we don't know yet.
Yeah, you don't know me yet.
Yes, we'll have to get to know you. So,
You know, 4 guys. Maybe you have to make a band, like the boy band, like a Maroon 4.
Please, no.
Okay, sorry.
yeah, folks,
Would
there
you be the
are
singer?
4 male voices coming at you. If you're not seeing us on a live stream, then you're listening to us on the GFN radio, and you'll be hearing a couple of different accents: Korean, American, and British
accent.
accents
Okay,
now.
all right.
So
I have one.
previously we had a Canadian accent, I guess you could say.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah, all
Our
right.
talk
please
today
go. Let's
is
just go.
about drone journalism.
Ah,
So drone journalism is using drones to gather the news, and it's becoming increasingly popular among the media. And as time goes on, I think we'll see some more creative examples of their use. Although it can be very useful when reporting, it could also be controversial. So what do you think about today's topic?
Well, actually, I'm really interested in kind of operating on drones. I have a mini drones. It was so fun.
You mean toy?
Yeah. And a few weeks ago, I saw the drone over my place, and I just kind of feeling this very uncomfortable. Or
Did you shoot it down?
Yeah. Actually, I have gun, the toy gun, but I cannot shoot it because too far away.
Oh, come on, you could have tried.
Yeah. Yes. I was so surprised. Nobody didn't tell me. Okay. So I was so surprised. Okay. All right.
Mm.
Yeah. Greater Wellington.
Yeah, there's a lot of drones in Korea.
Is
They're
it there?
around.
In Jangsang?
Definitely in Jangsan, it's popular, probably because there's a more open areas rather than in in the city. You can't probably there's legal restrictions against them. But I often see them at festivals, for example, and then they have zones, right? Certain areas where you're allowed
right.
to,
Drone is on.
and then that way you can't help but notice many of them.
Yeah, I have noticed them at festivals becoming more and more
Yeah,
popular.
right,
Definitely.
right.
Yeah.
Is there any good drone festival in Gwangju? No? Have you heard?
There was one.
Oh,
I
really?
think there was
Yeah.
last
Okay.
month sometime.
Is just for fun or just for kind
Yes,
of
it was mostly for the
for
fun and
fun,
also for the competitions of the
For
young
education too, right?
users. Not really education, but more like competitions for the young drone drivers that practice their skills and whatnot. So for this drones and journalism, I think there's always, and when it comes to technology, there's
Mhm.
always cons and pros.
Right.
And for example, for the drone, including, in the journalism system, for example, they could use it to send, drones instead of reporters to like a dangerous environment when they're reporting on a particularly dangerous situation. So therefore, not risking their reporters' lives. So that's a good thing. However, journalism also loves to cover the stories about the celebrities, and I actually fear that there might be cases of very not bright direction of using drones when they're actually covering one of those stories, in my opinion. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're gonna send the drones into one of the celebrities' house, just to track on news on them.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of drone journalism. There is kind of cons, but I think. Did you see the Korean movie, the popular movie Exit? Exit.
No, I
Nah.
have not seen it.
Okay, Cho Jong-suk and Yuna just featured that movie, and then
Can you spell how does that
Exit EXIT.
exit?
Exit,
I haven't seen
okay.
that yet. Sorry.
It's kind of the gas terror happened. Okay, the two just main actors just they stuck in the building. Okay, gas is goes up, and but police and government couldn't touch. But drones about to operated by many citizens. They just saved and they just shot
Whoa!
a
Wait a
video.
second, pal. That's
Yeah.
not a journalism. That's for rescue and finding mission.
Yeah, you really I think they connected to the drone journalism.
No,
too,
no, no, no. We're just specifically talking about drones used by journalists' purpose, not really for saving and rescue mission. Because people in military are already doing that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, using the drones to report
Ah.
as part of journalism, right? So
Ah.
the journalists using the drone to fly over the disaster area to see what's going on. I think that's part of drone journalism, no?
Yes, but like
Pretty
I
nice.
say, there's also on the bright side, that's how it could view from the point of view. But I still think there's a possibility they might abuse it somewhat. Like for example, maybe they're
Abuse?
just gonna chase someone around that they wanted to interview and give it a little pressure or something with a drone that says CNN logo on top of it. Who knows?
Okay.
But like you mentioned earlier with the celebrities, it must be an issue for them, just around their house.
Actually, I'm the one who mentioned it, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
oh, you're
so
looking at me.
I'm looking at you.
Oh, sorry.
Well, but a celebrity has a kind of they earn their money rights from kind of the population and popularity rights, so they have some right to be shown their
Oh, you mean like a
too.
paparazzi type
Yeah,
effect
yeah, that's what I'm
with
trying to
the
say.
We
drones?
cannot
Yeah.
block paparazzi. Right?
I mean, yeah, but still, the journalists are already poking their noses into their private life already, and with the drones' help, it's only gonna get worse. That's what I'm saying.
I think the drone industry and or drone journalism will really increase rapidly I think next few years. But I think the thing I worry about it is kind of there's no proper kind of legislation or kind of law in Korea, right? Have you
No,
heard
for
of the
drones?
law, right? Yeah.
I'm assuming that there is laws or restrictions against using these type of
Law exists,
drones.
even though a law exists, cannot stop, right? Because too many drones.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, we're establishing the laws, but it is not solid or strong as the one in the United
Right.
States or in many Western countries, because Korea still think, those are toys rather than, how should I say, invading devices.
Mhm.
Well, what is the difference between surveillance, for example,
Surveillance,
and
yeah.
use of a drone?
Ah.
A drone is a lot more obvious. It's not hidden, whereas surveillance cameras are all around us, pretty much all the time in a place like Korea, where it's very urban, and definitely in England, right? That's and some of the areas in England are the most surveilled in the whole world. So I wonder how people would feel if we talked about, surveillance cameras as much as we talked about drones, because drones are sort of they're almost comical, really. When you see one, like you said, it's like a toy.
Yeah.
And whereas we just assume that the cameras that are surveilling us all the time are innocent because they're just part of the furniture or part of the wall. They're there to protect us.
What's
and
that?
that type of thing. But they can be used against us, I'm assuming,
Thank you.
police and, whoever else has, we don't know their intentions. So
Because here's this thing: the difference between surveillance camera and the drone is that drones has mobility, and
Right.
drones have somebody personally controlling it all the time.
Yeah.
And nowadays we're actually having a drone that has a camera and actually can connect it to your VR headset devices. Yeah, that's the thing. So
Okay.
imagine somebody
Cutting-edge
flying a
technology.
drone. It's actually not a guy just filming a camera, but actually seeing everything directly from the drone's point
Through
of view.
VR, right? Oh.
Yeah. So imagine that person picking out a window or something.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
it makes me want to invest in curtains.
Thank you. See. Now,
Maybe
this is
because
why I
the
never
US
put a
military
window.
already
wears a
developed
curtain
that kind of
during the
technology.
entire broadcast.
Hey, I did not work with these guys. I only have friends who make bunch of carpets and curtains, but that doesn't mean
Okay.
I'm advertising them or anything.
Maybe we will all have to
Only.
wear a mask.
That sounds
Like
like another
team.
good idea. No, actually, I do not want that idea. Do you remember
How
the
do you
movie
know I'm
Joker?
not wearing a mask right now?
Fortunately, I didn't see the Joker.
You're just
Okay.
assuming this
See?
is my real face.
Wait, there was a drone
Say what?
in Joker, no?
No, everyone
the
was
mask.
wearing a mask and doing a riot in the movie. So I'm like, I don't want to promote chaos. If that's what you're suggesting. I'm just saying, there's a lot of way to abuse, and to be real, in America, a lot of things happen like that. Like a lot of people just going around their neighbors and poking around. It was really problematic. Somebody actually shut down some of the drones with the actual guns. I mean, being United States, how hard it is to come by the real guns.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Got it. All right.
Any other opinions, lad?
Yeah, I think that's a popular opinion, like with use of slingshots to take out drones just for fun. But they are pricey. They're
Yeah, it should be
expensive,
fun for
right? So
kids. All right.
Hey, whenever you're invading your property, that's their problem, not mine.
All right.
Okay, guys, it's time for a song break. So
Alrighty.
we're going to listen to The Simple Things by Michael Karam.
great.
All right.
So what is the next question, by the way?
Oh, yeah. What is this?
How is the live stream going? Do you see anybody commenting?
Yeah, I saw 100. No,
That's
sorry.
the YouTube version, right?
This is YouTube.
Yes. So we can actually see the YouTube live stream, but we can't see the Facebook live stream. So if you are commenting on, try to comment on the YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Everything in the
so
world
that we
has two
can
faces.
sort of read your
And
comments
they're not
live.
really honest about their research.
Like
They say
Peter,
they're
you have
unbiased,
something
but
on
that's
your
like
face.
full of crap.
I
type
think
of
that
comment.
issue will be really serious. Yeah.
So
You know
imagine
what?
them
The
just
lighting
chasing
in
around
here is
typical
different
target.
than
They
the
just
old
want to
studio.
target around with the drones because
It's
now they have
beautiful
a much more
outside.
area to cover. Because drones can
You're
fly.
right. You're right.
But it's causing a little bit of a backlighting effect.
Okay, so let's keep talking about today's topic. Okay, so let's keep talking about today's topic. Many professionals have taken a stand against the abuse of filming with drones, and we've seen lots of online resources about such as a code of conduct,
Yeah.
about the guidelines for how to use drones. What are your opinions about the ethical use of journalists using drones?
Well, I think the journalism has kind of two faces, like Joker, right? And everything in the world has two faces, right? Just their public purpose they can use. But nowadays, I think the journalism kind of is abandoned by many citizens because there are many the private YouTube, the kind of reporters and kind of like it, right? So I think the legacy journalism is a little bit dying, right? And but the private the YouTube channel, just reporters, they're using the drone and maybe the viewers can evaluate. I think even though Korean government make kind of guideline kind of like that, but I think there is no way to stop kind of because in Korea there are too many tall buildings and it is really hard to operate kind of drone. But US and Canada I think better because more wide and kind of countryside. But I think in city it is really hard to use the kind of drones?
Well, we talked about drones being, controlled by an individual live, but I've also heard of drones that supposedly are kind of like almost like AI type of.
I like autonomous.
Yeah, they're pretty autonomous, where they can, go off to a destination and they can maneuver around buildings and trees and birds. That birds actually are an issue because I've talked to some controllers of drones, the operators, and that is a concern that birds, sometimes see them as
anyway,
more of a concern than most humans, really, because they're really in their space. But in that case, they can be pretty intelligent and get around quite a bit and do a job. I'm talking about for delivering packages. For example.
Delivering packages. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, pizza delivery or kind of.
Right. So you may someday get a drone robot with autonomy that comes to your door and delivers. Yeah, something like that.
Maybe controlled by a smartphone.
I mean, that doesn't really have anything to do with journalism, but when you talk about the drone type of technology,
I believe we're talking about the ethical use of the drones, not their efficiency.
Right.
And I think I already made my case very clear about this. I am personally very against it. Like, for example, we can make a bunch of regulation, but it's not like we can put a fence on the sky or something. And as I have talked about the cases before, as my dear friend Dennis said, journalism is not like how we used to know back in the days. It's not really about finding truth anymore. It's just all about their biased point of view. So if you're thinking about that and taking it for a moment and thinking all these people trying to use drones on their own advantages, how many, abusement as all those, targeted celebrities or other, people's gonna suffer. I mean, sometimes maybe it can be helpful, maybe we can uncover some scandals or, dirty dealings they were doing with, but it could be also used to, fabricate it whenever the story they want to make in order to, make their point of the view more convincing to the audience. So I personally think, drone is convenient, as every technology is, but the overusage of any kind of technology that are convenient can be poison.
Yeah, that's true. Because smartphone and computer, if we have kind of overused, there's really a dangerous thing. Kind of like everything has, right? But we have to focus on kind of the good things of drone, right?
No, we have to focus on the negative stuff first, gentlemen. If we only focus on the good thing, that's what we call idealism.
You have drone. I have
drone.
Well,
boys, in the past,
you mean your toy?
Just to remind listeners, we have had shows discussing, the dangers or the concerns of, AI in journalism, and so having this other technology contribute to that really is just, to me, it's just an extension of that discussion. And I don't know if we really went too far with it, because it seemed like journalists are not likely to be replaced by AI, and the technology has disrupted journalism for sure. But I think it's reforming. The companies are reforming, and I think it'll come out on top, and be as strong as ever. I just hope that people, make themselves conscious and actually look for professionalism and know it when they see it, rather than just somebody who's doing the clickbait type of thing. So
I feel you're right. I feel we need to get back to more professional journalism, rather than the clickbait.
You're right.
With a camera.
Yeah, you're right.
Which one thing I worry about with drones is that type of journalism becomes
clickbait
easier. Just buy a drone, fly it around Hollywood, and put it on YouTube. Suddenly, I'm a journalist.
But journalism has a kind of a two level. One is kind of real. How can I report and kind of how can I spotlight that kind of level, and then one is kind of many does easy clips, right? And we have to just focus on the very high level journalism, kind of spotlights.
Well, actually, I have
good ones. So I'm pretty favor of it. They can make it.
So I actually have a good news. Seeing the quality of the nowadays articles, I think journalism is already dead. So don't worry about it. if it's going to be replaced by drones, it's not going to make too much difference. They still write stupid articles now and then and have no idea what they're talking about. So what's going to be different? Just letting AI do it. Isn't that positive aspect of the point of view, my friend?
Well, I think
yeah,
a lot
I'm
of people
still
would
favor
say
of
that
drones.
if journalism is actually dead, then democracy as we know it then is basically
Are we
dead
really
as
living
well,
in a
so.
society of
And
democracy?
just imagine
or
something happened, a
capitalism?
disaster, a big disaster, kind of collapse of kind of building. We cannot go there, reach, and then journalism kind of drones they gathered and they just shot a, took a video and then they just send through the.
Yeah. Let's focus on the
good.
positive light. Why focus on the negative side? We don't need them. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
I think JFN needs kind of campaign.
A lot of people
Of
have
course.
said that journalists are sort of annoying. I've even seen them portrayed as flies, right? I think in certain films they're portrayed that way. But and so yeah, as a drone, right, is kind of like a big fly to me in a lot of ways.
I
So
get your metaphor.
that's a good characterization, I think. In some
Yes.
ways.
A giant insect coming into your face.
But they do serve a good purpose, and I think they're alive and well. Democracy now, long live democracy now.
Yeah, long live Viva.
Yeah, we do need journalists, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
It's important.
I hope they do.
I think
better
so
job
far
than
that the
nowadays.
people just think about just the drone as kind of the military drone or kind of attacking in war, using war rights. Maybe I think it's really good time since we have to just zoom on it, that issue, and then we have to find the right way to use the drone. Right?
You're only saying that because you love just piloting those drones.
How did you know
don't
that?
you?
How did you know that?
You have a
Confess
toy.
up, Fez. Do you have a drone? Or
It's
do you
really
not have a
fun.
drone?
Yeah.
Oh, me?
I've never used a drone actually. Have you guys ever?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
I mean, it's fun, yes, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad about it.
The only problem is the short battery. Short battery.
Oh, yeah.
Only just
Charging
5
time
minutes.
is so
That's
long.
it. That's
Wait
all.
a second, 5 minutes?
Just 5 minutes.
That's
It's
only
toy
for
drone.
your drone. That's not a drone. That's a toy. Like I told you many times. 5
Exactly.
minutes.
They said it's drawn.
I've actually seen drones being used with farming as farm equipment. for
Yeah, yeah.
flying
Oh, yeah,
over
like
the
a water
fields,
Did you
sprinkler
see
or
spraying
something.
over
in
the fields?
Jiangsu?
Yes.
Any farming drone?
Yeah.
No, we see. You saw, right?
Yeah, I have a video of it. I'll throw it up on the site later. I have a little Facebook group
Yeah.
going for this
Mm.
the live stream aspect of our show.
Isn't
today.
that great?
Chemicals, right?
And by the way, live streamers, if you're watching, I'll see you after the show.
Peter.
We're wrapping up, but
Yeah, sorry to interrupt
All right.
everybody, but we're running out of time. So that was all for Talk and Talk, our segment with Tim, Peter, and Dennis discussing a media trend. Thanks for coming in, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time out. Your
Have a
busy
great
schedules.
Sunday. Bye bye.
Yeah,
It was
so pleased
great
to meet
talk and
you.
talk. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.
goodbye.
You want too
Good
much
show,
guys.
Oh, live streamers. What I was
We're
talking
too much
about
talking.
was the International Festival at Chonam University.
Huh?
So if you're anywhere near the Chonam Day, CNU, you can go and check out International
Jeonnam, right?
Festival
Jeonnam,
today.
right? CNU, right?
Yes. So that's happening from noon all the way till like 6 o'clock or something like that.
We will be held on Thursday.